I gave you guys instructions. Protect yourself at all times. Fight off.
In those shots, don't take it to Crawford.
Good right there for
asking why he's not picking it up.
Absolutely.
Good jab right there, left. They're going on field. And then we got to start asking why he's not.
the taller man, but there is just thudding power. Terence.
He's like fluid.
And there is Canelo dropping with a straight right.
7, 8. Canelo is leaning in. Oh, nice uppercut from Crawford.
That was one of my big questions coming into this fight because
Relaxed on his defense.
Yeah, he stopped quick. There it is again right there.
Not for $10.
Man, that was a nice shot. Well timed.
In the ring. He's having his best round of the night.
Yes, he is.
Is Canelo.
I got nothing to say to that. getting caught with a lot this fight.
Yes.
Having success. I don't see it though.
What do you see?
He's landed. I feel like Crawford's
But that's a dangerous punch to throw.
He turned heel. He's the enemy here.
Crawford does not come into fights.
Crawford's going to have to... Chop, step away.
All three scores
Oh, no.
by unanimous decision. Saul Canelo
I know it might be a little too soon. What's going on?
You know, moving up 2 weight classes, it's not a real knock on his legacy. You know, he's daring to be great. Sometimes we fall short, but I
win that his most ardent fans might have hoped for. I think it was exactly what we probably should have expected, that a very technically skilled fighter took Terence the difference, stretched him out, made him show the best of what he's got to carve out a very close unanimous decision. Showed and hanging in there, taking those left hooks and uppercuts and, you know, weathering the shots and standing in and continuing to show energy and trying in his way to win the fight, but the skill gap was vast. Canelo is a polished craftsman. He has inside game in a very big way, and
Canelo looks like he trained for speed to me.
He trimmed down a lot.
I heard you say that. I heard you say that.
Yeah.
Hamza, what'd you think?
You know, both are great champions. I got a lot of respect for both of them. You know, I'm a fan of both. And
he can deal with any of them other 68s out there. Canelo's by far the best in the division, hands down. So, you know, he'll be up.
yeah, he was worth.
Does he think Canelo slows down at all?
I didn't know. I didn't know it looks great, looks good, but it.
What do you think?
Great fight, great fight. What can I say?
Do you think the decision was appropriate?
Yeah.
Was it too wide?
No.
No? Was it too close?
No, I mean, listen.
Got a lot of amateur experience. A lot of times in the pros, fans act like it's a popularity contest. And if you're not the most popular, then you're a bum. And obviously that's not the case. So close fight, good fight. And, I thought Terence, did enough to pull it off at the end.
What was something, I guess, to you that was interesting as you were watching the fight that really stuck out?
When it comes to Terence Crawford's career, the defining moment was his victory over Canelo Alvarez. Experts across the boxing world weighed in on the keys to his success and how he managed to climb to the sport's highest stage. Renowned trainer Teddy Atlas admitted he was speechless after watching Crawford come out on top in such fashion. If there was one fighter in this era capable of doing it, I would have chosen Terence Crawford. And he proved me right, Atlas stated. He described Crawford's performance as a boxing masterclass, flawless from start to finish. Remarkably, it was almost exactly what Atlas had foreseen before the fight. With legendary voices rallying behind him after fulfilling his moment of destiny, even those critics who had questioned his size disadvantage or his razor-close contest with Olympian Israel Madrimov have now turned into admirers. Another seasoned trainer, who once praised Crawford's skills but expressed doubts about his chances against super middleweight ruler Canelo, has since withdrawn his reservations after seeing Crawford handle 12 rounds as if it were routine sparring. Abel Sanchez, a veteran Mexican coach who famously guided Gennady Golovkin in his heated trilogy with the Guadalajara superstar, knows firsthand the challenge of preparing a fighter to face Canelo. He dealt with Canelo exactly as expected, and I'm still in disbelief. Congratulations to him. Reflecting on Crawford's chances beforehand against a Canelo who had never been defeated at super middleweight, Abel Sanchez believed the challenger had already taken a wrong step in his preparation. If Terence Crawford had taken 3 or 4 years, like Canelo did, to gradually build both his strength and bulk properly, he'd have had a stronger chance, Sanchez told The Ring. To try to do it in just 14 or 15 months? That's going to be difficult. He'll lose speed with the added weight. Yet, Crawford proved those predictions wrong, securing undisputed glory once again. Former unified light heavyweight champion Antonio Tarver also spoke highly of him, saying he recognized his own journey in Crawford's struggles. Despite skeptics questioning his ability even after historic wins, Tarver called Crawford a rare generational fighter. On the biggest stage, when pressure was highest, the Omaha native showed exactly why he's special. He's built differently, truly one of a kind, and tonight, everyone saw it. Boxing is fortunate to have him, Tarver stated during a podcast on First Round TV. He further explained his admiration, adding, "I love Crawford. He reminds me of me when I consider all he's endured, all he's had to overcome. Being pound for pound but not always recognized as such, still battling for respect. It's inspiring." Meanwhile, longtime trainer and respected analyst Teddy Atlas offered his perspective in Ring magazine. Sharing why he leaned toward Crawford to overcome the naturally bigger Canelo, Atlas highlighted a timeless question in boxing. Who prevails, the skilled big man or the skilled smaller man? That question has echoed through the history of this sport, Atlas said. And here we are again, witnessing another attempt at an answer. You can see both arguments. Canelo's size advantage, people saying he's simply too big, but then you have Crawford's mastery, proving size isn't always decisive. As brilliant as Crawford is, his fight with Madrimov showed some difficulties. He came out with the win, but it was far more competitive than many anticipated. What most people failed to realize was just how good Madrimov actually was. Despite having only 10 professional bouts, he carried with him a background of 300 amateur fights, making him an experienced and formidable opponent. He was a strong, disciplined fighter. Because our expectations for Crawford were sky high, some began to criticize him unfairly after that performance, but that was the wrong perspective. He adjusted, shifted gears when necessary, recognized the challenge in front of him, and still got the victory. Of course, skeptics pointed out that if he had issues with a 154-pounder after moving up from welterweight, how could he possibly succeed at 168 against Canelo? But history in boxing offers many examples where smaller fighters overcame bigger ones by using different advantages. When you flip the script, size and power aren't the only deciding factors. Speed, ring IQ, and versatility often turn the tables. Just look back at Manny Pacquiao's first clash with Oscar De La Hoya. Yes, De La Hoya had weight struggles, but Pacquiao's speed and craft gave him the edge. The same arguments apply here. Who really has the upper hand? Canelo with size and strength, or Crawford with instincts, timing, and adaptability? Personally, I lean toward Crawford being extraordinary in ways that can't always be measured. He possesses instincts and timing that very few fighters have. Those X factors can change the outcome of any fight, and I believe they will reveal themselves again. I'm genuinely excited to see a smaller fighter rely on those intangibles to overcome a larger, stronger opponent. Even the Mexican fans who traditionally support Canelo with passion and pride could not ignore Crawford's brilliance that night. While Canelo remains a global icon and a hero at home, with Mexico standing firmly behind him throughout victories and defeats, this performance drew admiration even from those loyal supporters. Crawford's display was simply too refined to dismiss, and respect was given where it was due. Mexican fans aren't the only ones who consistently back Canelo. His fellow fighters from Mexico also tend to show him unwavering support and respect. Even in defeat, that loyalty hasn't faded. Among the country's biggest names in boxing today, Andy Ruiz is perhaps the most recognized, and he was honest when giving his thoughts on Canelo versus Crawford. Speaking with Fight Hype on August 16th, Ruiz shared his perspective on the matchup. Asked who he believed would come out on top, Ruiz responded, "It's going to be a great fight, man. I'm backing Canelo, of course. He's a Mexican warrior, too. But Crawford, man, you can't overlook him, and you can't underestimate him either. He's got a lot of skill, great movement, and being a southpaw makes him tricky. That's something Canelo has struggled with before. I think it's going to be an incredible fight. I just can't wait to see it, and may the best man win." Ruiz went further to note how significant the weight jump would be for Crawford, suggesting it could have a major impact on the contest's result. He stopped short of making a bold prediction, but his preference for Canelo seemed rooted in shared heritage and pride rather than a technical breakdown of who was superior. Still, his acknowledgement that Crawford's southpaw stance presents a genuine problem for Canelo is telling. While Ruiz stood with Canelo, his comments highlighted a key storyline: the difficulty Alvarez has shown when facing left-handed opponents. It's a reminder that despite his greatness, vulnerabilities exist, and Crawford might be precisely the type of fighter who can exploit them.